By the Most High's will and grace, I got over 15 years sober. And when I first was working on getting sober, I was going to 12-step meetings. And ultimately, those 12-step meetings were the beginnings of teaching me principles of change. I know when I first showed up, a few thoughts I had, I was like, these cats gonna tell me basically respectability politics. Like, that's what I thought. That's what they call it now. They didn't have those words when I was younger, but that's what I thought. Oh, they gonna tell me need to dress different, I need to talk a certain type of way, I need to stop listening to rap music. And fortunately, I didn't hear none of that. Also, I didn't hang around any people that would talk like that. I found like mind. I found people that resonated with me and that were relevant to my experience as well as where I wanted to be. It's Travis Sotawell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. In those 12-step rooms, they taught me the beginnings of the principle of change. And that acceptance being the key. Sometimes what I see with coaches is we get a little far ahead, further out than where people are at. And just starting out, one of the fundamentals before we can even get to building the foundation, just to know the fundamentals, is to understand that there are principles, and that those principles, when we get to the principle level, we can start making connections. I'm reading the story structure book. We make connections between different genres of life. All right, we've got our genre of life in our careers. We got a genre of life in our entertainment. And when we focus in on principles, we can connect these different areas or these different genres of our life. And the main focus, at least to today's episode, and the main focus of 12 steps and changing your life for the better. Changing your life from having that habit, having that allergy of the body and an obsession of the mind, is acceptance. You have to first accept that there's a problem. In order to have a solution, there has to be a problem. In order to know what the problem is, you have to be able to accept reality. What we mean by reality, accept the truth. So we're looking to help and uplift and build, to educate, guide, and inspire leaders, the next generation of leaders. That's not an age statement. That's a statement just about the leaders that's been around and the next wave. I know I'm one of the people who look to, again, educate, guide, and inspire those leaders, uplift them, build them. So when we're talking about true leaders, the best leaders, move on principle. Deep-seated principle. Vision, purpose, mission, values, goals. And when you have those principles deeply embedded within you, then whatever happens outside of you, you're ready to make the right move. So you're not just going with the latest trend. You're not just going with the latest trend. Crypto, shoes, housing, whatever, Amazon, whatever the latest thing is, coding. These are all new things that kind of come and go and they come back, but it ain't the thing. The thing is always going to be the thing. It's you and you moving on principle. It's like it doesn't matter what you do. It matters how you move. Because the other thing is that if you're not moving on principle as early as possible, eventually, whatever you're doing, you're either going to get burned out or it's going to burn out. And you can keep jumping from one thing to the next. A lot of hustlers out there, tip my hat to you. But age and time is undefeated. And just as much as there's a system of 12 steps, you hang around long enough, either listening to people's stories or you just stay in that game for long enough, you see how it's all the same. You know, there are principles to addiction, to alcoholism. There's trauma. There's running away. There's weakness. There's pain. There's hate. There's all that. And those are the principles of staying stuck. No fear. No fear of pain. Fear of change. And leaders move forward. Leaders work a system. That's what the 12 steps is. It's a system. And what I've learned over these years is principles of business. It's a system. A pure sound method. It's a system and a process to develop self-mastery. Leadership being one of those parts in your life that you have to develop. You know, not everything is just peachy in my life. But I'm leading myself now. I'm leading my family. And you can't be a true leader unless you're a tyrant. You know, you have to begin leading before someone can follow you. If you're making a change just because you listen to some YouTube videos, you start talking a good game, now I'm a leader. Nah, you gotta walk it. And you gotta allow your people, if they really with you, they waiting for you to step up. And they gonna support you in their own way. But first, most people need to see it. So this is what we do. We work a system. And then at first, when I was first getting sober, I relapsed a couple times. Had a year, I had 2 years, and then I got it because I got with someone who knew the system and walked me through and guided me. And it's just like with now. I know how the mind works because I got with people that know how the mind work and walked me through it. I know business principles because I got with a coach that teaches business principles and walked me through it. And that's where we're at today, moving forward, out in front, leading. I can't wait for to work with you. Can't wait for you to be here with me. Let's continue to build to what the 12 steps taught me about change, principles of change, and accepting where we're at now so we can get to where we want to be. It's Travis Soderwell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.